Hey, what's up? It's Jake, and we're going to start our Kubernetes journey with figuring out where do we start. So I had a couple conversations with some people, got some recommendations, searched the internet, asked ChatGPT, kind of went off my own experience, and this is the list that I came up with. So if you look here, the first thing I'd recommend is to kind of start off with a little motivation, which is to go watch Kubernetes the documentary. There's two parts on Honeypot's website, and I put the links in this video in the description. I'll put all these links in there. So that's where I'd start. Why would I start there? I'd start there because I think before you get started with anything new, it's good to kind of have a starting place where when you get done with it, you want to go build something. And for me, I've seen this video before, um, but I really wanted to build stuff while I was watching it and after. So I'm going to rewatch it to kind of reignite that passion, and I recommend that you do the same. The second thing I'm going to do is go through Tech World with Nana's YouTube videos, and she's got three playlists that are really good. The first one here is the Docker and Kubernetes tutorial for beginners. The second one is step-by-step roadmaps, and this is specifically the Kubernetes roadmap. And then the third one that I'd recommend is Kubernetes on Cloud, which goes through EKS and a couple other little things on there. So those are the ones that I'd recommend. And I'm just going to be kind of watching them. I'm not going to be doing a lot of building. I'm just going to be watching. One of the things I've learned through teaching people how to do things and as a learner myself is that it's good to watch somebody do something. It's good to do it yourself, and then it's good to teach somebody how to do something. And if you watch one, teach one, do one, or watch one, do one, teach one, yeah, you're more likely to be successful because you have more neural pathways that you're using to kind of figure out how to do stuff. That's actually why I have a YouTube channel. I don't know all this stuff. I'm not super good compared to a lot of other people, but this helps me learn. So Tech World with Nana, that YouTube channel, that's where I'd start the journey after the documentary. Next is Moonshot Manabeth's Udemy courses. He also has Code Cloud for the CKA and CKAD preparation. So if you check out Code Cloud, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Codecloud.com has a really good learning path availability. So you can do CKA, CKAD, you can do the security, networking, whatever you want to do, plus some other options. And there's actually learning paths. So if I wanted to do a learning path for Kubernetes administrator, I could say, well, I don't know anything, and it's going to start with your DevOps fundamentals, and just kind of go through Linux and containers, and then go through the certification, and then specifically in here there's some stuff on Azure, but I don't recommend going down this route just quite yet. It's a lot. So if you don't know anything, this might be a good place to start. I believe the pricing is like $35 a month if you don't pay yearly. Yeah, $35 a month. If you pay yearly, it's a lump sum of $180, and you save a significant amount of money. It's $15 a month, what it comes out to be. If you don't want to do a monthly subscription, the other option is to do Udemy. Udemy, or I hear some people pronounce it Udemy, has a really neat system where you can buy the course and you own the course for life, which is kind of nice. So my two-step verification didn't come through. There we go. So you own the course for life. Not only that, but there's labs and tests inside of the Udemy course in their platform that actually will take you to Code Cloud in order to do the lab. So you have to create an account there, but you don't have to pay for it, which is nice. And you can see they have these sales from time to time. So if you do a search for Kubernetes, for example, his is going to be one of the first ones that pops up, and you can see it's $175, and if you do the sale, it's like 28 to 30 bucks depending on which one you get. Hands-on, I would skip and just do CK and CKAD, so $28 a piece. Significant savings. $28, you own the content, it gets updated, you still have the content, and it gives you access to the Code Cloud labs, and the Code Cloud labs are all hands-on, so you can actually do the hands-on courses and get a terminal, and it'll ask you questions like how many Kubernetes pods are currently running. deploy a pod using this file, and it'll check it and make sure it's okay. So there's no multiple choice, it's all hands-on. Highly recommend this course. Moving right along. This one's debated. You can do it or you can't do it. I put optional, and that's Kelsey Hightower's Kubernetes the Hard Way. This is recommended by a lot of people. And I would say that if you are the kind of person that likes to learn Linux by installing Arch, that learning Kubernetes by going through this repository and learning Kubernetes the hard way would definitely be for you. You're going to learn a lot about networking and TLS certificates and certificate authorities and promises and kind of how everything works inside of the control plane, because you literally have to build everything from scratch from yourself. So this is something that I'm going to be doing because I think it'll just give me more knowledge, and the more I can get, the better. And I'm trying to do a deep dive and learn as much as I can. So if that's you, check it out. The other thing is the documentation. Act like a scraper or like a web crawler and just go through all of these links and look at every single link, view the concepts, look at every single concept, expand every menu, read every page, and just kind of go through and do some digging. And you might find things that you missed along the way or solidify things you already know. And this might take a little while, but I know personally from doing the Google certification preparation for the professional architect certification that reading all the Google's documentation was really, really integral for me. And since Kubernetes isn't Google, but staying close, I would say that understanding the Kubernetes documentation and where to find things is just as important, because if you are looking at getting a certification, the Kubernetes documentation is one of the few things that you're actually allowed to use during that exam other than your brain and a terminal. So something to think about there. Okay, next, after you take the exam, which is the next thing I would do, I would pick one certification, either AWS, Google, or Microsoft, and do Azure DevOps, or do the Google Cloud DevOps Engineer, or the Certified DevOps Engineer Professional exam for AWS. And I would just study for one of those and get your DevOps certification. Some of these certifications may require associate level certifications. So if you want to go ahead and do those, do those. You can pick your poison and do whatever you want. So for me, this is kind of my path I'm using for learning Kubernetes. So I'm going to do these courses on my own, and what I'm really looking to do is kind of start at the beginning with this channel, and then try to build stuff and do hands-on examples of, okay, we built this, we followed the tutorial, but that's not how they do it in real life. How do you do it in real life? How do we use Carpenter? How do we use Crossplane? Stuff like that. So that's what I'm looking for. So I hope this is helpful. And if you got any questions, let me know as usual. But if not, then I'll see you in the next one.